Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Good to have you on board here on a Monday, reacting a lot to the National Football League yesterday. Busy hour coming up. Warren Sharp on the program in 30 minutes. The good, the bad, and the ugly in 45 minutes. And right now, Pauly, the opening numbers, what we have on the board for Week 11 of the National Football League. And we have some incredible matchups we're going to get to. The afternoon card, the primetime games for the most part. Well, the Sunday nighter anyway, as good as it gets. The Thursday night game, not so much, but going to be very important for survivor contests as the Patriots, who went on the road yesterday and won again at Tampa Bay, now back at home taking on the Jets, laying 11.5, and the total is 43 here in the game.
Incredible job by Vrabel. May now the favorite at DraftKings to win the MVP. Vrabel the favorite to win Coach of the Year. You can definitely think one seed. There's so many easy games coming up for the Patriots. What a story this would be. I do agree with some people that the schedule will hurt May when it comes down to Stafford and some of these other guys. But then again, if they're like 14-3 or something like that, it might be hard to deny him. Garrett Wilson's out 3 to 4 weeks. Glenn isn't saying who's going to play at quarterback. Good luck. I mean, Fields has 50 yards and they win. The dump off the hall that goes to the house was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So, the Patriots should romp in this one. Yeah,
the Jets are going to need a repeat of yesterday where they get all that, I'm not going to call it luck, but those two big returns that resulted in touchdowns from the special teams. If they don't have special teams go their way big time to flip this game, Fields is not going to beat them. They're not going to be able to run the football against the Patriots overall. And then, how many stops are they going to get? Because May is absolutely, they had more than 400 yards of offense yesterday. If they're going to get Henderson going, Pauly, along with how May is flinging it around the yard, that suddenly, with that defense and the way that they're going, that's a brand new dimension to this team. So I believe I saw that here at Circa, the $1,000 Survivor contest is down to exactly 1,000 entries. And I believe I saw 51% still have the Patriots to use. Well, I get it. You can use this team again moving forward, but that's going to be 400 people or in that neighborhood, maybe even more on the Patriots this Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's almost like an autoplay.
Yep, I'm with you.
So there's also going to be a game in Madrid this week. We'll be on the air on the VSiN Pro Football Tailgate Show when this is happening. Washington takes on Miami. Miami Dolphins are 2.5. Some spots have 3. Total is 47.5.
You can't bet this game. I said the same thing yesterday with the Browns and the Jets from a side standpoint. I made the case for the Jets game over. You could play the total, but you can't bet this side. Dan Quinn now taking over as defensive coordinator. Washington allowed the most yards and points the last 4 weeks. How about the schizophrenic Dolphins? You called this, was your game of the year. Browns 31-6, they lose. They go to Atlanta and beat them 34-10. They come back home and lose 28-6 and are booed off the field against the Ravens, and they beat Buffalo by 17 yesterday.
Yep. And it wasn't even that close.
I mean, good luck figuring this team out. So now you go to Spain, and I like the celebration. Did you see the coach doing the break dancing and everything in the locker room? Incredible. So, but Washington is so bad defensively.
Yeah, I don't think
it's the same thing. It's like, Daniels, we're good. Just take the year off.
Of course.
There's no reason to come back. We're 3-7.
Yeah, there's no reason whatsoever. Get the best draft pick imaginable. Come back next year, fully healthy. And so is Dan Quinn, great DC, right? Is he going to be able to flip it in 1 week, making this flight over to Spain to take on the Dolphins offense that they've been, other than that Ravens game, they've been now clicking 2 out of the last 3 weeks. And, again, in a majority of their games this year, the offense has actually been okay. Like, I don't think there's not going to be a big change in personnel unless they suddenly get a ton of guys back from being banged up.
I could see Tua turning it over. I could see that.
Achane was awesome yesterday.
Yes, he was.
By the way, the biggest fantasy league I'm in, nobody cares. But, you love it when leagues like this go this way. The guy I played had Jonathan Taylor and Achane yesterday. A guy had Gibbs in those 3 times. No chance to win.
Oh, wow.
It's over with. The Buccaneers are playing at Buffalo. Buffalo is a 5.5-point favorite, and the total is 49.5. Should they be almost a touchdown against Tampa?
Tampa's got to get people back here soon. I mean, he needs more weapons to throw to other than Ibuka and Otten.
Tucker had two.
Tez had two, yes.
Tez, I'm sorry, yeah.
Did the unbelievable celebration, yeah. Mixing a little Tez, but, he's got to get Godwin and Bucky back, and that's the first thing. And I liked his post-game tirade afterwards about everyone should be pissed off after what happened. So this is a stay away. Tough game. Huge game, though.
So the way the NFL works, with how good the Bills looked 2 weeks ago against the Chiefs, right? Chiefs, at the time, highest power-rated team in the league. They're the short shots to win the Super Bowl today after a bye. And got absolutely murdered yesterday. Am I wrong in thinking that it's too many points because Buffalo's going to have their A game here and they bounce back from a really bad loss? Again, I said this earlier, I got to stop making the case for dogs. Well, I'm talking about more along the lines of really bad dogs. Tampa Bay's not a bad dog.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of points to lay. The Texans are 7.5 at the Titans. Total's 38.5.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I like the Titans if it's Davis Mills, even though he played well. I think they can hang
Are you
here.
sure?
Yeah. Now, it was 26 rip the first meeting, and they couldn't do anything offensively. Missed a couple field goals. That was it. But this, the defense is great. Probably awards are going to struggle. But that's 7.5 with Mills. I don't know. That's a lot.
Oh, the defense for Houston, they are, I think, maybe the best in the entire league. Jacksonville with those, 29 points yesterday, they had 215 yards of offense.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do anything on offense.
You imagine this team if they had an offensive line and didn't have those issues off the bat? You're right. But I don't love the spot after the miracle tear down the goalpost, and now you're taking on the worst team in the league. I got to see who the quarterback is.
And Tennessee off the bye.
Yep.
All right, so the Packers, again, on the look-ahead last week, they were 7 against the Giants. Now they are up to 8.5. And the total here is sitting at 44.5 in this game. Yahoo Sports was writing about this earlier today, Jackson Dart. It's unlikely he's going to play on Sunday against the Packers. Typically, players who enter concussion protocol during a game miss at least one game before they are cleared to return. That makes it so Dart's more likely return date will be Week 12 at the Lions, but it's also possible Dart will miss the second straight week as well. Therefore, Dart could also be out until December 1st when they take on the Patriots on Monday Night Football. No rush in bringing this guy back whatsoever.
It will not go well for Russell Wilson against this defense, and he'll probably turn it over, and I can't imagine how many times he'll be sacked. I want to see if they have the guts to put Winston in, which they should do, and let YOLO Winston sling it around 40 times.
That's if they want to win the game.
Yeah.
Like if you want to really tank here and push Dart's return back as long as possible and say, okay, now we just need to stockpile as many losses as possible for the draft, I wouldn't play Jameis Winston. Gives him a better chance to win than Russell Wilson, in my opinion. And also, again, Emeka Egbuka is now odds on to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. And I think that Dart was awesome yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So that probably tells you that he's going to miss at least one of these games.
You can't win the award if you're playing like 7 games or 8 games.
I can't imagine.
Can't do it.
No. Panthers are playing at the Falcons. Atlanta, 3.5. Total is 42.5.
I want to like this team. They should be a playoff team. They just find ways to lose. And that they are so bad on third down as well. What did I hear on the broadcast? They're 3 of 23 the last couple games on third down. And anytime you bring pressure, Penix says he can't move.
Right.
He just takes the intentional grounding or throws it away.
Penix.
London is awesome. And he took it to Sauce a couple times. You got the rushing attack. You got Pitts. They've improved the defense until what happened yesterday. But again, it's 3rd and 21. How do you let him run for 19 yards like that? Mm-hmm. And then they get the ball to Warren. So they could have won that game. They're in position now. Maybe you can get to 500. And it starts here with revenge after getting humiliated in Carolina the first time. But I rattled it off earlier. Bryce Young's numbers are terrible. Contain Dowdle, you win the game and you cover.
Isn't 3.5 a little short here?
I would think so, yes.
Oh, man. Bengals are playing at the Steelers, rematch from that epic Thursday night game a few weeks back. And the Steelers here at home laying the same number they were on the road in that game, 5.5 total. Shop around between 49.5 and 50.5. Bengals off the bye.
This can't be the number. Pittsburgh stinks. Unless they force 5 turnovers and Boswell kicks a ton of field goals, they're not going to win.
This is not a good football team. If they make the playoffs, it's on accident.
Yes.
And it's because the rest of the AFC in that area are not good.
You beat the Colts, they had 6 turnovers. You beat the Patriots, they had 5 turnovers, 2 inside the 2-yard line.
Yeah, you think Minnesota wants that game back? Where was that at? London as well?
That's another one, right?
Totally gave that game to them.
Uh-huh.
And on that note, the Vikings are laying 3 at the Bears. Or, I'm sorry, at home against the Bears.
I love the Vikings.
You love them?
Love them. I bet the Vikings.
Okay.
Chicago is, I love them. Love the story. Again, rooting for Johnson and Caleb. It's the luckiest team in the league as they've won 5 of 6 and just finding a way to win every game. Profit X, changing the game for sports bettors. Get a 20% deposit match up to $100 on your first purchase, plus 0% commission on player props and 1% on everything else. Every $50 you wager on parlays in November earns an entry to win a $500 restaurant gift card of your choice. Drawings every Tuesday. Real markets, real prices, no house edge. Download Profit X now. Use promo code VEASAN to get started.
One other early game next week. Chargers are 2.5 or 3 at Jacksonville.
You win this game, you make the playoffs.
I would agree with that.
Right there for you. Then you get to 8-3. Couple other easy games on the schedule. You got to win this game.
Have to.
You're a better team.
Yes, you are. Take care of business here. No slip-ups. Afternoon games coming up. Also the primetime Sunday night, Monday nighter as well. This is how good the Week 11 schedule is. We have multiple candidates for the biggest game of the year on paper. We'll run down the point spreads totals next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Warren Sharp coming up in 15 minutes. His reaction to the Week 10 games yesterday, what he likes tonight between the Packers and the Eagles. More games now, Week 11 coming up this Sunday. The 49ers are at the Cardinals, and San Francisco is a 2.5 or a 3-point favorite. Total is in the 48.5 or 49 range. They were in that game yesterday, the way it felt for at least a few moments. And then the Rams offense, they're just too good. And this 49ers defense, they have so many injuries that, we had a pro bettor text us yesterday live during the show, Paul Bovey, who said the Rams offense could easily get to 30 points here in this game. The Niners are going to give them like zero resist. That's exactly what happened.
Yep.
They couldn't get stops.
Easy winner for me and everyone who 4.5 up to 6. You're right, but I didn't envision it to be that easy, and how Stafford and the Rams got whatever they wanted, and it seems like they have 6 tight ends that can score every week as well.
At one point, Mac Jones was 25 of 29 passing, I believe.
Wow.
And I'm like, because I like the other side. I like the Niners. We talked about it yesterday on the Tailgate Show. I'm like, I like 6. You like the Rams. Like, you're 25 of 29, and I don't even have a chance here to cover late in this game?
Well, again, McCaffrey continues to cash these props.
Yeah.
Look at the targets. It's like Wan'Dale Robinson. You got to bet it every week. Look at the targets. Look how low the yardage is.
And I think in this game, they have to open them like mid-50s, don't they, for receiving yards?
And McCaffrey goes over receiving again every game but one. I think it's going to be Purdy for the Niners. And the same thing as I just said with the Chargers, same thing with the Niners. Win this game, you're going to the playoffs. Panthers, Browns, Titans after this game. And then you go to Indy on Monday night. You have the Bears at home, and you close Seattle. But you get to 10-7. That's going to probably be good. That will be good enough to get in. And who knows, if you win these next 4, you probably get to 11. They should be able to beat the Bears at home, too.
Yeah. Do we get fireworks again here?
I could see that,
Based on the Niners defense, and probably going to get, it did not go well for a second yesterday for Brissett and that Cardinals offense, because the Seahawks defense is a monster right now. And now he's looking at the exact opposite here in the 49ers unit. So 48.5. I think the Niners are going to be able to score here. Although they played a 15-13 game the first time when they met.
Well,
those two teams were much healthier at the time.
That's right. Yep.
This is a late game. The Ravens are 8.5 at the Browns. Total is 41.5.
It's too short. Now, the Ravens didn't play well offensively. They left a lot of points on the board. They also benefited from back-to-back kickoff return fumbles.
Yeah.
And how about this? The Vikings, most false starts for a home team in 16 years. They had 8 false starts. was ridiculous what they were doing. And O'Neal was the guilty party on a lot of them. But this is just, are you going to, I can't wait to talk to Tony Rizzo when they're out here. But what, are you making a quarterback change? How long are we going to do with this Gabriel thing? And the Tommy Reese stuff didn't work either. So the defense is healthy. The defense looks great.
Well, what do you want to do at quarterback?
I want him to put Sanders in and see if he can play and at least give the fan base something reason to come out every Sunday.
Well, I mean,
we've seen enough of Gabriel.
There's also a chance that Sanders is much worse than what Gabriel is, too.
I don't know. Right.
That could happen.
Yeah. I know he looked good in the preseason, but let's just see what we have in the kid. I'm with Rizzo on that.
So the first time these two teams played, remember Baltimore spanked them, final score. They put up 40-plus points in the game. They had 240 yards of offense.
Yeah.
This Cleveland defense is really freaking good.
Well, at home they are. They give up 30 a game on the road.
Yeah.
But I just think Baltimore is much the best here, and that you're probably going to force some turnovers, and the defense is playing well.
I'm not making the case for the dog. Look, I mean, it's up to 9.5 right now at Circa. I can't. They're one of the dead dogs, fleas, man. I can't get there anymore. Yeah. Seahawks are playing at the Rams.
Game of the year.
My God. And the Rams at home, they are 2.5, 3-point favorite, total 48.5. I think the Seahawks are going to be very popular here, plus 3.
I bet the Rams.
Oh, you did?
I did. Stafford's on a whole nother level right now. Stafford is dialed in. Phenomenal play calling. They should be undefeated. Great performance against the Niners. He's in his zone right now. And I think it could, see if it continues against this great Seattle defense. I'm still waiting on it. I mean, I know he did it against Houston. I think we'll get a couple Darnold mistakes here, and that'll be the difference.
What if we don't?
Then I'm ready for 31-28, possibly.
And you could have another takeover here in the MVP board.
That's right. They've also done well against them, too. You're right. The point you made yesterday about how it's strange that, like, McVay owns Arizona. McVay struggles against San Francisco.
Right.
He's done well against Seattle. Seattle owns Arizona.
Yes.
That's 9 in a row now. But I'm going to trust the Rams at home. And you're right, what this could mean for MVP and all this stuff. And you're right, if Darnold also has a huge performance, how low does he come down?
By the way, can I say it? I think that these two teams might be the best two teams in the entire NFL.
Yes.
With the Lions behind them, the Chiefs probably close behind them. I would say the
Lions haven't been consistent. They got to put together
That's
back-to-back games.
True. Eagles, we'll see what happens in this game tonight.
Well, as I texted you, the NFC playoffs could be absolutely nuts. Because you look at some of these potential first-round matchups.
Right.
You're going to disrespect the champs? No, you can't. You still worry about Green Bay coming to town with that defense and the playmakers that they have? I mean, look at these teams that can get in there. My God, San Francisco could be the 7 seed.
Right. Or miss.
Or miss.
I'll tell you, the Seahawks defense, they were so good yesterday against Arizona. But I also have to remind myself that the Rams defense, both these teams have elite numbers pretty much across the board other than the Rams special teams. And Adams got dinged up a little bit yesterday, but scored again.
He should be okay, they said.
Yeah, I think so. The way it sounds. But I can't wait to watch it. The Chiefs are 3.5, up to 4 at some spots at Denver, total 43.5.
I laid 3. Andy Reid off the bye.
There you go.
22-4. Andy Reid off the bye with the Chiefs, 13-1. And the luck's going to run out for the Bears, and the luck's going to run out for Denver. And it starts here. Vikings beat the Bears, Chiefs beat the Broncos.
Yeah, the only way I think the Broncos win this game is if the defense is just pestering Mahomes the entire game and they force a couple of turnovers. Because you're right, Andy Reid off the bye, too good. Spagnuolo, too good as a DC. And this is a spot where I think Bo Nix is going to look really bad yet again.
That total's too high.
I would agree. That was one of my first takeaways looking at the entire card.
Yep.
I think this has like 2017, something like that, 2013, whatever.
What a card. What a card. Sunday night, Lions at the Eagles. Eagles 1.5. 49.5. Should have been the NFC title game last year.
So what do we make of the number right now if the Eagles open up getting 2.5 at Green Bay, but now they're bet to a pick 'em on the road against the Packers, who have had either the highest or second highest power rating in the league for a long, long time? Is 1.5 enough here? If 1.5 is the general average number for home field advantage, these two teams are even?
I'm going to punt on the game because I have to see what they look like, but also does Philadelphia get out of here without injuries too and banged up with the short turnaround in Detroit off the easy time of it against Washington.
God, what a stretch here for the Eagles.
Yeah. Brutal. Not fair. And the bad luck where they catch Washington twice in 3 weeks at the end.
I know.
You know, mixing a little Washington here right now, you can get the bye.
What are we talking about with Philadelphia if they lose both these games, by the way?
Well, nothing's changed. It's only they're a good team, but the division's over. It's just how it looks will be one thing, but I still think there'll be a problem come January.
The Monday night game, I'm excited for it. Pauly's not, but the Cowboys.
It's not bad. No, I'm there. I'm there.
Oh, you're there?
Okay, it's okay. Yes.
The Cowboys are out here in Las Vegas taking on the Raiders. Dallas laying 3.5. Total is 50. Got to ask the question here. In a Dallas Cowboys game, is that total high enough? I know the Raiders offense can be hideous, like look away ugly most of the time. But the Dallas defense, I think, is worse.
No, he made the changes. Jerry's in the kitchen cooking. Come on.
Aren't we going to have these two teams exchanging touchdowns? Like Genti looks great. Geno's going to be turnover free. Bowers probably goes for like $150.
Dallas is going to blow them out.
I would not be surprised at all if
I'm concerned about the building. I'm concerned about what's going on in the building. Everyone can't stand Chip Kelly. The play calling's been bad. They can't get Genti going. The offensive line's horrendous. You trade Myers. Other than Bowers, who are you throwing to, right? Geno's an interception waiting to happen.
Yeah, maybe not against this defense.
Yeah, okay. But I want to see what the changes look like and bringing in the new guys.
Well, what are we talking about?
Are the Raiders going to stop Dak? No.
Hey, I got news for you, by the way. This is going to be a very loud and pro-Cowboys crowd. They're going to come out here, and they're going to be having a great time in Las Vegas.
The guys from the Ticket are doing the show from the Cabana.
Here at Circa?
Yeah.
Good move out of them.
Yeah.
But the drinks are going to be flowing starting very early in that day for the humongous Dallas crowd that will be in town for this game.
Yeah.
And they're going to be super loud, and they're going to let you know about it on TV, by the way.
Yeah. It's the ultimate game. It's the ultimate. I love the NFL, but the league is better and more interesting when these two teams are good and relevant. And we got to get that.
Got to get it with the Raiders.
It's been 30 years NFC title game, and Raiders haven't won a playoff game since that Super Bowl loss to Tampa that season.
Come on, they've had one good year in a generation.
How can that be?
In 25 years. Everything is bad with the Giants, with what they're currently going through. The Raiders can say, hold on a second here. Check us out for a minute, pal. I think the Raiders have been they're in the middle of a worse run right now than New York.
Get Jerry on the show. Have him come in studio, Luke. Send a limo. Call Mike Paul. Pre-game.
Warren Sharp on the program coming up next. We'll get his, we know who he likes tonight. If you don't know, he had a very strong position on a player prop yesterday. He'll remind you what that is coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Huge game tonight, Monday Night Football. Packers hosting the Eagles. Now this game at several books. It's a pick'em after Green Bay. Last week, they opened up 2.5-point favorites. Total now is 45. And more on this game and what we saw yesterday in the NFL with Warren Sharp. He's on X at Sharp Football. Website is sharp.football, and he's on the Progressive Guest Line. Hey, Warren, thanks for the time. You joined us yesterday on the Tailgate Show, and you explained to everybody your favorite player prop of the entire card, the Week 10 betting slate, comes from this game. For those who missed it, who do you like tonight?
I like Josh Jacobs' receptions over 2.5. You can find it, I think, for minus 145, maybe minus 150. There's some minus 156. So shop around a little bit. It's always important to do that, which has gone up a little bit since I bet it. But this is one of my favorite looks. And look, bottom line is, let's pretend Tucker Kraft is still here playing this game. I might not be betting it, but Josh Jacobs had hit this in 5 of the prior 6 games, even with Tucker Kraft playing. So it's not like this is something that's abnormal for Josh Jacobs to hit. He's hit it 5 of the last 6 games. However, if we are in a situation where Tucker Kraft is out, which he's going to be, I believe that there might be some of that Tucker Kraft workload that gets funneled to Josh Jacobs, as opposed to just simply going to Luke Musgrave in a 1-for-1 exchange. Because Luke Musgrave is more of a downfield explosive type target. He's not the yards after the catch type guy, whereas Josh Jacobs is the yards after the catch type guy. He is utilized nearly at the same target depth as Tucker Kraft was. He has nearly the same amount of yards after the catch per reception. Nobody else on the team is remotely close to the yards after the catch that Josh Jacobs can deliver for the Green Bay Packers. In addition, if you're talking about, yes, we're going to throw the ball to some wide receivers, but we need help, tight ends and running backs, the Philadelphia Eagles rank number 1 defending tight ends. They rank number 29 defending running backs. So it only makes sense that the Green Bay Packers, from a game plan perspective, would want to build in a little bit more opportunity to throw the ball to Josh Jacobs. So we're asking for at least 3 receptions from Josh Jacobs in this game. Again, he's done that 5 of the prior 6 games, but we need him to hit it this week. It's definitely one of my it's my strongest prop of the week. I've got a lot invested in this one myself, so we're hoping that we can get there tonight.
Good luck. Great breakdown. The big news today, Giants blow another double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, 4 times on the road. Second team since the merger to do it twice with a 10-point lead with fewer than 4 minutes left. Dable gone, trying to get Dart killed. 25 design runs, even though he hasn't even played half the games. 4 times in the concussion protocol, or with the testing, rather. What did you think of the move today with Dable and what the Giants should do?
I mean, ultimately, I think there's some element of inevitability here with this move. The team was just so much different than it had been the prior several years. I've got some stats on kind of where this team has been. This team, the prior several years, was a team that was slow to score points, was always playing from behind. This year, actually, in the first quarter of games, they ranked number 6 in touchdown rate per drive in the first quarter of games, number 5 in percentage of drives to reach the red zone, and they were a top 10 team. Sorry, they were dead last in both of those statistics the prior couple of years. So they made some strides here. The issue for this team is that they were blowing leads left and right in the fourth quarter of games. And ultimately that came back to bite Brian Dable. I think elements of that and what you mentioned about the hits that Jackson Dart was taking. And Brian Daboll knows that it is very efficient if you've got a mobile quarterback to let him utilize his legs. That is a hack. That's something that is plus EV. The issue is you can't have that quarterback get killed in the process. There's got to be a marriage between upside on those runs and player safety and having him get down. Maybe don't have as many runs. What did he have? He scored 2 rushing touchdowns in that game just yesterday before he got knocked out of concussion protocol. So that rushing is a positive, but it is also a double-edged sword. He's putting himself up for risk. So, look, I think it was inevitable. In terms of where the Giants go from here, I'm not sure. I will tell you this is a more attractive job than the one that Brian Daboll took. When Brian Daboll was here, the offensive line was horrible, and the quarterback wasn't Jackson Dart. There was no Malik Neighbors there. So they didn't have a number 1 quarterback. They didn't have a franchise quarterback. They didn't have a number 1 wide receiver, rather. Now I think you've got more pieces. So hopefully they'll be able to attract somebody that wants to be in New York and can work with a young quarterback and on a rookie deal, and that provides a lot of cost savings for a while for the New York Giants. So I think there's a lot of positives in the future for the Giants if they get a good coach in there. Brian Daboll, I'm not sure where he ends up. He might decide to go try to pursue a head coaching opportunity. At the same time, he could just take his pick at being an offensive coordinator somewhere around the NFL, probably get to work with a better quarterback and a better offensive line than what he's been working with here in New York for the last several years, and then get back on track to look a little bit better. I'm not sure if he'll have another shot at being a head coach, but certainly offensive coordinator if that's what he wants to pursue.
Well said. It's Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Warren Sharp, our guest, and he is on the Progressive Guest Line. I think you and I have been on the same page regarding Trevor Lawrence now for a long time. I can't do it anymore. How ugly was it yesterday in that collapse against the Texans in the fourth quarter?
Well, we can measure it. I went back and looked. There have been, in this database, I've pulled 366 different quarterbacks over the last 5 years who qualified, who had a double-digit lead at halftime and blew it in the fourth quarter. And Trevor Lawrence had 6 dropbacks in the fourth quarter, was only 1 pass attempt in those 6 dropbacks. It was an incompletion. The other 5 were 3 sacks taken plus 2 scrambles. He averaged minus 1.52 EPA per dropback, which was 366th out of 366 qualifying quarterbacks. It was the worst fourth quarter for any quarterback with a double-digit halftime lead over the last 5 years. And this is just par for the course, unfortunately, for Trevor Lawrence this year. I know the Jags fans want to blame the drops. Drops was a story. We talked about that on our show earlier in the season. drops are no longer like, yes, some guys are dropping the passes, but that is not really why Trevor Lawrence is struggling. In fact, I removed all drops from Trevor Lawrence's catalog and every other quarterback's catalog this year. Trevor Lawrence still ranks without drops 25th in accuracy, 27th in EPA, 29th in completion rate, 30th in touchdown to interception rate, and 34th in pure touchdown rate. He has been a terrible quarterback. The crazy thing about Trevor Lawrence, especially on early downs, I believe that Liam Cohen would come in here and lower Trevor's target depth, and that would increase his completion rate and his overall success. They'd be able to move the ball down the field a little bit more. Liam Cohen has lowered Trevor Lawrence's target depth. It was 9.1 air yards last year on early downs. That's all the way down to 7.6 air yards, which is just above league average, but is very close. Somehow, though, despite 1.5 yards lower that he's throwing the ball down the field on average, Trevor Lawrence has a worse completion rate this year than he did last year. Even if you remove drops from the equation, he has been one of the bottom 3 quarterbacks on early downs this year, despite that lower target depth. I don't really understand. I mean, the excuses are no more. You can't continue to give this guy passes year in and year out. I don't know what is going to happen with Trevor Lawrence, but from a generational prospect that he was viewed as at one point in time to where he is now, even working with Liam Cohen and struggling massively, I'm not sure where you go with Trevor Lawrence, and he has a massive contract.
Yeah, alarming numbers, no doubt. In like 90 seconds here, very small sample size compared to Lawrence, but more promising for J.J. McCarthy or no?
More promising, but the question that I have with J.J. McCarthy and what they have to do from a coaching staff perspective is they've got to improve his completion percentage. He now has over 100 pass attempts this year, so he qualifies to be studied along every other quarterback. He has the lowest completion percentage of any quarterback in the NFL. Now, they're having him push the ball 10 air yards down the field for whatever reason, and he's holding on to the ball for a long time. That's what they were having Sam Darnold do last year, hold on to the football, but Sam Darnold had a much lower target depth. We got 10 yards for J.J. McCarthy. That's got to come way down, but I don't think that alone is the simple answer. They've got to figure out other ways to increase his completion percentage because you cannot win games completing passes at the low rate that he is. He's just about 50% completing passes. It's not going to win enough games for the Minnesota Vikings. They've got a very daunting schedule down the stretch, but they do have one easy game, and that's against the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears pass defense does give up a lot of volume. Can they figure out a solution here to help J.J. McCarthy and beat the Chicago Bears this upcoming Sunday in a massive game that they need to win if they want any shot at making the playoffs?
No doubt. Warren, pleasure as always. Thanks so much for the time. Good luck with the game tonight.
Thanks, guys. Good luck as well.
There you go.
Thank you.
Warren Sharp on X at Sharp Football, website sharp.football on the Progressive Guest Line. Again, his favorite player prop of the entire weekend, Josh Jacobs over 2.5 catches. You can find it. Some books have minus 140. More. The consensus is 150 or higher. So, yeah, that's the stuff on Trevor Lawrence, man. How many times does he have to get a pass?
How many coaches are you going to fire and how many different wide receivers are you going to bring in?
Let's follow the money. Yeah, no kidding with the wide receivers. VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. The good, the bad, and the ugly from the weekend coming up. Forget winning. How this team was even in the game yesterday was a borderline miracle. Details next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
The good. Pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. The bad.
I've had it with this dump. Got no food, got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off.
And the ugly.
First of all, that's horrible.
Wow, that was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
Good, the bad, the ugly, brought to you by the Sharp Plays. I was wrong on this one, and I'd like to revisit a question Mitch asked me a couple weeks ago. Is Texas Tech good enough to win it all? Yes, they are. With Jacob Rodriguez and that defense, guns up. Rodriguez, 14 tackles, 2 takeaways. He has 3 picks on the year. And several players after the game said he's the best player in the country. They won 29-7 and beat a top 10 team. Coming into the game, BYU was averaging 433 yards and 36 points per game. He's got 3 picks and 7 forced fumbles. And what he did in that performance, incredible. Great job by Tech.
I will say that I don't know if they can beat Ohio State, but I think they're good enough to get to the title game.
That'd be a great game.
I would love to see
defense as well.
Yeah.
I mean, this defense is awesome. And the committee better give them a break because they didn't have their quarterback. Morton was out when they went to Arizona State. I have to put him on here as well. If the schizophrenic Miami team, I give them credit for not quitting and throwing in the towel. After they were booed off the field on the Thursday night game against the Ravens,
right?
They had lost 7 in a row and 14 of 15 to the Bills. And the Bills come in smelling themselves, high and mighty. You beat the Chiefs. That was a great job. And up 16-0, and the long touchdown pass to Waddle and what they did on the ground, excellent job. My bad, Daboll had to go. I had this written and ready to go. I expect him to be fired today. 4th and goal from the 1 yard, fourth and goal from the 1 yard line. You're 2-7. You kick a field goal. 4 times you've led double digits on the road and you lose them. Think about this again. The second team since the merger to be up 10 points or more with 4 minutes left and lose twice. And they've lost 11 in a row on the road, not to mention what he's done to Dart. And 4 different times with the concussion test and 25 design runs. Inexcusable, unacceptable, 11 and 33 since 2023. Yeah. I agree with Mitch. The GM should have been right behind him.
No doubt. I blame him more than the coach.
Yeah.
But
and a horrible job by the Bills. 13 points. Miami can't stop the run. 3 silly turnovers. I still think they were going to win the game if Allen doesn't fumble. That's 16-6. There's enough time left. They're in Miami territory after his long run, and then he coughs it up. They're driving, Cook fumbles. They're driving, Allen's picked in the end zone. They're driving again, Allen fumbles. And then Achane scores twice, is not even touched on pitch plays? Come on, Buffalo. That's a terrible loss.
Did you say that they were still favored to win the game down 16-0?
Correct. At some spots, yes.
And they couldn't do anything with the football at that point.
Yep.
My good has to be the Seattle Seahawks. They led 35-0 with 8:33 to go in the second quarter. I heard today they've had 30-plus points in the first half 3 times this year already.
Cool.
It's like one of the best all-time marks to do it that many times. Arizona's biggest loss before yesterday was 4 points twice. And those games, they should have won at Indy. They got screwed late on a non-call, and they absolutely could have defeated Green Bay at home. They have been in like every game. That was over with in the first quarter. We asked the question last week. I got to bring it up again today. Where's the weakness? I don't know if they have one.
All right, fair.
The Patriots got to be on the list today.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this for a second. Tampa Bay, this is like the beauty of scripted plays, right? Tampa Bay went right down the field to take a 7-0 lead. They would lead again 10-7 after kicking a field goal early third quarter, and then that was it. I mean, it was tied at 7 apiece going into the second half, and after that, it was all Patriots. And they had more than 400 yards. This is off the Buccaneers' bye, by the way. And they got Travion Henderson going as well, which is a scary thought for this team.
Love him.
And Omar Cooper for Indiana. The catch that won the game against Penn State. I would agree with Bill Connolly from ESPN. I saw the Bear, Chris Feliga, tweeting about this as well. So that catch made Mendoza the favorite to win the Heisman again? That's all Cooper, baby.
Yeah.
That's not Mendoza. That was Cooper. Connolly wrote today at ESPN.
Yeah.
Cooper maybe had the greatest TD catch of the season, and he added or the 2020s or the 21st century or maybe ever, question mark. Like that's how good it was to get the right foot inbounds.
Yep.
Like that, that's virtually impossible.
Mm-hmm.
My bad, Jacksonville outscored 26-0 by Davis Mills in the fourth quarter. Misleading score throughout. Yards, Houston 412 to 213. First downs, Houston 27-19. And if you missed Warren Sharp 10 minutes ago, you can't say it any better than what he did about Trevor Lawrence. You got to go back and catch the Follow the Money podcast later on today. Carolina. Haven't won as a favorite in 4 years. 175 yards on offense. Bryce Young, 124 yards passing. No touchdowns INT. Do you want the final details of the 2023 trade between the Panthers and the Bears?
Hit me.
Panthers get this dude. Bears, Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, Luther Burden, Darnell White, Tyreek Stevenson, Torrey Taylor. Y'all know about Williams now in year number 2. DJ Moore, wide receiver. Luther Burden, rookie. Wright is also the 6th highest graded tackle right now at Pro Football Focus. Stevenson, 48th at cornerback. All-time gun in a ski mask job. We knew it when they made the trade for Bryce Young. I don't know how that team has, 5 wins on the year? There you go. That's my good and the bad. I'll get to my ugly here in a minute.
I got the Browns, also the Browns-Jets game. But the Browns have lost 13 in a row on the road. The Jets had 54 yards passing, won the game. 2 special teams touchdowns. They said it on the broadcast. I forgot what they said because they returned a punt, and then the next possession, they returned the kickoff, and the next possession got the punt return. Incredible.
Can I give you the overall numbers?
Yeah.
In a minute. Go ahead.
But also late in the game and how bad this was. The Tommy Rees thing didn't make a difference. The Jets just want Fields to run around for 5 seconds and burn clock, and they're going to punt. It's a design play. They're not going to throw it. They called holding. 3rd and 15, automatic first down. And then they're not going to run a play. It's 4th and 1. They're just going to try to draw, and they jumped. And then at that end of the game, and they ran the clock out, took a couple knees. Come on, Cleveland. It's embarrassing.
10:34 to go in the second quarter, tied at 14. Cleveland had the ball for almost 16 minutes. Almost 16 minutes. It was 121-13 in yards.
Yeah.
It was 11-0 in first downs. We're tied.
Oh.
Factory of sadness, man.
Yep. Win a road game. Honorable mention also Washington. Wisconsin's leading passer was their punter for 24 yards, and you lost the game. He had 10 points early in the second quarter. How do you can't beat Wisconsin? Come on, Washington.
No, good move bringing Fickle back for next year. McIntosh is making all the right moves there in Wisconsin. Jackson Dart is on my ugly because this absolutely stinks. Second time this year. They nailed it this year with the draft. This guy and Cam Scadaboo. Who doesn't love watching Scadaboo play? Goes out, done for the year. That stinks. Now Dart, this franchise, finally, for the first time in a long time, they got their dude, who was emerging as like a legitimate threat. I would have loved them this week against Green Bay with the points. They're a good football team with him. Concussion now.
Yep.
4th time he's been checked out for the concussion already this year. Hasn't even played the entire year on top of it. And the bottom feeders in the league, the Raiders, the Browns, the Jets. I got to put the Panthers on there. The Saints, Washington right now. I figure out Miami for the most part. The Bengals, the defense, the O-line, the Titans. That's 9 teams that we're talking about. I think they all qualify, despite the Dolphins having a couple of decent wins lately. And the Bengals offense looking pretty good. Again, typically we have 3, maybe 4 teams at the bottom where we're like, oh, this is awful. This year, I can't make the case for dogs anymore. Not this list. Can't do it.
Yep. Every dog I give out has fleas, no doubt. Before the line moves, Sharp Play's already there. They don't just follow the market, they help move it. You're not going to outsmart billion-dollar books of full-time sharps on your own. Unmatched transparency, records updated daily, IA plays up 50 units. Look for the first touchdown picks and tweets later, the Mr. Poison tweets as well. Alerts directly from the pros. Jeff and the crew at it since 2011 with Follow the Money since day one. SharpPlays.com. Documented results, public logs, transparent receipts. Stay ahead of the line. SharpPlays.com.
So what do you think happens with Daboll next? Fired today by the Giants. Warren Sharp was bringing up, I don't think he's going to do media. So my guess is probably 1 year as an OC somewhere. Good job. And then after that, somebody's going to want him again as a head coach, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's he is so much better than a lot of these other deadbeats.
I think he did a bad job.
I think he's a really good offensive mind. Paul, the talent has been nowhere to be found. They've had horrendous drafts.
I think they have talent, though, this year.
This year they do.
But the Russell Wilson thing didn't help them out. But
no, of course.
I think the Danny Dimes and Barkley thing hurt both of them, head coach and GM.
The GM. So you fire him, but you keep the GM?
That's ridiculous.
Come on, that's a push at best. Week 10 madness. The $5,000 Survivor contest at Westgate could have ended yesterday with a solo winner. I'll explain why next.